Hi, this is Jim Muehlhausen, author of the 51 Fatal Business Errors, and I'm here to talk to you about fatal error number 5, treating exceptions as the rule. Where does management by exception, which we're taught in business school, end, and bad management start? Well, I think that where it starts is that we're really good problem solvers by nature, and so when a problem hits our desk, what are we inclined to do? Well, we're inclined to solve it. Sometimes we need to do what I call ignore it. And that is just saying no, that I am not going to deal with this, I am not going to play problem solver, and I'm not going to do it. And that saying no could be the best thing to happen. So let's talk about a couple potential areas that you may be doing it. One, with customers, maybe what I'll call a fluke buyer. And here's the story that makes me think of this. What happened was this customer was in the IT business, and they had a whole bunch of small customers and a whole bunch of large customers. And with their big customers, they wanted to say, hey, I want a lot more of those big customers and a lot less of those small customers. So what we did was we tried to figure out, well, how did we get these 3-4 really big customers that we have? What it turned out is that there really was no way. It actually turned out that there was 3 of them. They all were golfing buddies, long time, 10, 12-year golfing buddies of the retired former partner in the business. So what was happening was this organization was spending a whole bunch of energy chasing around, cleaning up this process and advertising and doing a brochure and all of this stuff, and it was never going to work. It was the exceptions that these customers kind of were dumb luck, and they really couldn't duplicate dumb luck. Now, they actually started to work on duplicating that, but once they got their eye on the right ball, they could do that. I have another client that actually picked up the remaining pieces of a bankrupt company, and it turned into a $10+ million business by doing this. You can't duplicate that. It's the exception. It's not even worth handling. Another sales-related one that happens is referrals. A lot of times people say, we do great work, we get all of our business by referrals. I know that that's not true, because where did customer number 1 come from? It didn't come from a referral. And the fact is, if you are one of the 10% of businesses that actually can live by referral, I'm going to guess, number 1, you're not high growth. If you are, then kudos to you. Very few referral-based high-growth businesses. High-growth businesses have to have something other than referrals that work. And I think that we rope-a-dope ourselves into thinking that we do such a great job that we're going to get referrals. And I'm not going to challenge that you're not doing a great job. You might be doing a great job. But what is happening is people don't give enough referrals. Don't you? I get frustrated by it. Don't you? That people just don't give referrals as much as we would like them to. So deluding ourselves that the exception, i.e. the referral, is going to be the rule that drives the growth of our business, is deluding ourselves as well. So what we have to have is a proven sales process that incorporates some referrals, but certainly doesn't depend on it. Another way you may be treating exceptions as a rule is by hiring of employees. Meaning, you ever hired an ex-business owner that was a really great employee? I met a lot of people that have had that happen. They're typically either really great employees or really bad employees. And the point is, if they're really great employees, it may just be a fluke. How can we create a repeatable sales process based upon hiring ex-business owners? You can't. There aren't enough of them around to really create a situation that is beneficial to you. I think you take those as a bluebird, and they're great, but those are the exceptions, not the rule. How about referrals? There's another one that is, to some extent, a fluke for most of us. If you have a business that is solely based upon getting referrals, then you're lucky. You have the exception. But I'll bet you're not a high-growth company. Very, very rare to find a high-growth company that gets their business via referrals, because it's not about you. It's about your customers and how much they refer. Most people aren't good referrers. it isn't on their mind. They got more important things to do. They're afraid to stick their neck out. Call it what you will. Most businesses have this small group that is the super referrers that will sing your praises from the top of the highest tree. You get the next group up the bell curve that kind of refers a little bit. Then you get the fat part of the bell curve that effectively will never give you a referral ever. Then you get the haters over here. But the point is, I don't want to bet on that thin part of the bell curve that your sales process is going to get everybody to sing your praises from the rooftop. It's not going to happen, most likely. So you have to have a different, repeatable sales process. Another situation that it comes up is in bad situations. Meaning, there's stuff that happens in your business. Something blows up, or an employee goes berserk and starts beating on people. Whatever it would be, these are anomalies, not regular occurrences in your business. And maybe ignore it is in fact the best way to deal with these situations. There's an interesting point in a good book called Adversity Quotient by Paul Stoltz. And what Paul Stoltz says in this book is that men handle adversity different than women in some situations. And so let's just talk about maybe a bad interpersonal situation, a fight with the wife or the husband or the significant other. And how men typically handle that is they might go out and try to forget it, that they would just go to the bar, get drunk, do whatever. And women would want to process it and talk about it. And his point was that in some situations, the men actually had that right. That just going to the bar, getting drunk and forgetting about it actually is better for you than processing it and reliving it and rehashing it over and over and over again. My point is, put into your bag of tricks ignore it. It will serve you well and allow you to spend more time doing the more important things in your business. I'm Jim Muehlhausen, author of The 51 Fatal Business Errors, and I'll see you again next week.